30 years ago, even before human trafficking was a thing, people were finding situations where women and girls were tricked and deceived and forced into prostitution. The reason why they called it human trafficking was partly because most of the early cases we saw had women going from one country to another. So they would be tricked and deceived in, let's say, Nepal, but end up in India. As a result of the fact that they moved from one country to another, they used the terminology trafficking because trafficking equates movement, like drug trafficking, where you take drugs from one place to another, you take them to another location and you sell them, or arms trafficking. In this case, human beings were being sold. So human trafficking was the initial terminology. But over time, what happened is things changed. People began to say, yes, we have cases where a person gets trafficked from one place to another, from one country to another, but we also have situations within a country that a person gets trafficked from one district to another district, or in a city from one side of the street to the other. So people argued, why focus on the movement? Let's focus on the exploitation, the end point. Now, because trafficking results in a situation where a person can't get out, and oftentimes they don't get paid, and there's violence and there's threats and various other things associated with it, people look for the closest terminology to describe what that was. And the word slavery kept coming up over and over again. But because slavery is often considered to be something historical, something that happened a long time ago, they added the word modern to it. So when we hear modern slavery, it's kind of the end point of human trafficking. And oftentimes what we see is that human trafficking and modern slavery are used interchangeably. And that's the reason why.